I'm Taylor Kendal, Steward here for ETHDenver 2020, and I helped organize and coordinate the BUIDLx Mentor Desk. So this is a sort of collection of folks that have expertise across any number of areas, whether that's blockchain development, sort of back-end or front-end, design, biz dev, you name it, and we offer a sort of support mechanism for the event at large so folks can get help as they're building out projects to change the world. This space definitely sort of has a fluctuation in when it's utilized, but that's just based on where folks are at in the development cycle of what boundaries they're working towards. But yeah, it's definitely ramping up on day 2. It's Saturday, people are like, we've got to get cranking away, so they're leveraging obviously expertise a lot today and probably into the night. Being a global event, it's been cool to be part of just organizing and getting to know a lot of folks that are in town. So we've got Scandinavia covered. We've got folks helping out that are based in Germany and in Europe. We've got some folks that are in town from some of the island nations of the Caribbean, and then obviously some local folks helping out that are based in the US and in Colorado. So it's a really like eclectic collection of folks that both span a lot of expertise areas across Web3 and blockchain, but also geographically are spread across a lot of regions. So it's a cool collection of people. So I got sort of introduced and fell down the rabbit hole, as they say, about 4 years ago. Initially just with the sort of buzz of crypto, but then also I saw an opportunity to affect some of what I know really well, which is the system of higher education and ultimately sort of the system of education to work. And so saw a lot of opportunity in the way Web3 and blockchain could ultimately influence a system that has a lot of issues with legacy, and so have been working towards building out projects around the sort of education to Web3 convergence, and it's actually why I'm really excited about this year's event. We had folks from the governor's office converging with Vitalik and Joe Lubin and some of these luminaries in the space. And we're at this cool inflection point, I think, in Colorado and globally, where we can start to like really merge sort of traditional systems, traditional systems of both government and economic systems with the world of Web3 and Ethereum and DeFi and a lot of these things. So yeah, it's exciting to be in the space, and I want to change the education system in the next few years. I think we're on the verge of something cool. There's an interest in like what do we ultimately translate and teach, whether it's young kids and another really interesting, we had this moment of kids actually coming up on stage and being part of the ETHDenver 2020 process, which I thought was amazing. And like, what do we instill in kids as well as professional adults that are in some sort of formal education experience? And I think it's teaching modes of thought and sort of new mental maps, which come in the form of, how can I rethink what's possible, given the fact that we sort of come from a tradition of understanding a singular means of sort of interpreting the world. And I think what Web3 and blockchain has the potential to do, and what it's done for me, is just offer a new mental lens as to how we can actually affect change and affect a very different world, whether that happens in our lifetime or those that come past us. Like we're at a point where we can actually start teaching ways of looking at the world in an entirely new way that ultimately is going to benefit the collective, as opposed to singular, centralized either organizations or corporations or even centralized individuals. Like, this is about community. This entire event is about the collective. So there's no single individual that feels like they're at the top of what's happening, and I think those sorts of modes of thought are what I think is powerful, and what we can instill in kids and those that are moving through the education system. So mashing this whole world into the traditional education system, I don't think it's an option. I think it has to happen.